Welcome to another Explore Everyday video, and I have no idea what this video is going to be. You can see I have a camera set up here. I'm on a moon chase right now. To go with a full moon chase today, we also in Minnesota here are under a slight risk for severe storms. Third thing, there is a chance for some aurora tonight. It is the peak of the Perseids Meteor shower tonight. It's August 12th. We have clear skies here in Minnesota. We are dealing with a little bit of wildfire smoke. Welcome to another Explore Everyday video, and I have no idea what this video is going to be. You can see I have a camera set up here. I'm on a moon chase right now. It is August 6th. It is the day before the full moon. It's about 8:30 right now, and the moon rises at 8:30. But as you can see, there are a lot of clouds everywhere. To go with a full moon chase today, we also in Minnesota here are under a slight risk for severe storms. Crazy hot, crazy humid. I think when I left the house it was 85 degrees with a dew point of 78. That is storm juice. That is an environment that if a storm went up would be very explosive. So right now I'm waiting for storms out in western Minnesota to initiate, and hopefully they will move east over the next couple hours and get into the Twin Cities hopefully before midnight, but we'll see. Third thing, the sun has been very active in the last week. We've had some near Earth-directed M-class flares, so there is a chance for some aurora tonight. But as you can see, there is clouds as far as the eye can see. So I came out, I set up, I've got my 75 to 180 here on my Sony A7IV. You just always got to set up because sometimes there can be little breaks in the clouds, and the moon will find those and peek through, and you can get a really dramatic photo. So you always got to come out and try if there are some gaps, and there are some gaps here and there. My lesson for the evening, because I said it is so hot and humid, all my camera gear was in the house all day. About 2 hours ago, I brought it out into the garage, opened my camera bags, let that hot, steamy air interact with my gear. That way, when I get out here and set up, my lenses don't get condensation and fog on them instantly. So that's the photo tip of the day. So I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes at best here on the full moon portion of this. If this video ever comes to fruition, I think I'll see you for some storms, maybe in 3 or 4 hours. All right, so we do have a bit of a development for the evening. What I'm showing you here is a shot of the current radar, and there's not much on there outside of a small storm west of St. Cloud there. But what you do see is a big blue circle, and what that is a mesoscale discussion issued by the Storm Prediction Center, saying there is likely going to be storms forming shortly. So what you can do is go in and read, if I can get my finger to hit it right. And here is the National Weather Service will tell you everything that they are predicting. So the first things I always look for is probability of watch issuance, which is 80%. So we are going to get a severe thunderstorm watch. It's just going to be for a wind bag with heavy rain and maybe some hail. But this is at least encouraging. Now it's just going to depend on what time this system can get up to the Twin Cities. I am not going to go too crazy trying to chase it, but you can see I'm right on the border of it, so we should see some storm action here in the East Metro. So now we are going to keep an eye from Sioux Falls up to the Minnesota River Valley and hope for some storms to develop and start moving this way for a bit of a show later tonight. All right, so we've actually had two developments tonight. I just showed you the mesoscale discussion on radar for storms later. The second development is there are lightning bugs out here. I thought they were kind of done for the year. I still have a video in the can I got to put together that I'm excited to show you here in the coming weeks. But there's a bigger breed out here. These are much bigger than the lightning bugs that I photographed back in June. So I'm gonna stick around out here, see if I can't get some kind of compelling lightning bug shot while I'm out here. They are so much fun to come out and see. I highly suggest going out and finding some open fields yet this summer, or for sure next summer, to take in the spectacle of lightning bugs. And if you have kids, even better. All right, I'll quick show you what I'm doing here for lightning bugs. We just had a glimmer of the moon, and I had a long exposure going with lightning bugs, and it was so short I couldn't even get the camera turned and snap off an image of it. So I can say I saw the moon tonight. We'll see if we get one more peek and maybe try to frame up something with the lightning bugs. I'm shooting at 180 millimeters on my longer lens here, and I am just focusing to infinity and picking out scenes further away. And then I will shoot, almost like you're shooting the Milky Way, I will shoot 8 images from that still position on my tripod. And then that way I can blend those in Photoshop and use the lighten mode, and that will bring all the fireflies into that individual frame, which really fills it up much nicer than trying to catch them with just one image. So we'll wait and see if we get one more glimpse of the moon as it kind of peeks through some of these cracks in the clouds. Try to line something up with some fireflies, but I'm just gonna play around with my long lens, probably keep it at 180 once I get it focused in. I just find a bright light off on the horizon and focus on that, and just frame up some different looks here and see if anything comes out cool. Welcome back to night 2 of full moon chasing. Spent a lot of time with you last night, and wow, it was pretty much a bust. We talked a lot about the full moon that got clouded out, and then I was showing you all about the line of storms developing out in western Minnesota. I stayed up till almost 1 a.m. watching that line just not move. I had to finally give up, went to bed, then was rudely awoken sometime between 4 and 4:30 with a couple rumbles of thunder. Took a quick peek at radar. It was already on me. I didn't have time to get up and even do anything in the backyard. So they were non-severe, just a little bit of lightning probably and some rain. So missed the storms last night. So we are back for night 2 of full moon chasing. And it is pretty clear, except I'm a little nervous on the horizon. So one of two things are gonna happen. There's more clouds than I think, and that moon's gonna be blocked until it gets above those horizon clouds. Or 2, we're gonna see it through the clouds, through the haze, and it's actually gonna diffuse the moon, which is gonna help me. Because tonight the moon is rising exactly 30 minutes after sunset, and this is very challenging to shoot when you are trying to expose for both the moon and the foreground, because the foreground is going to be much darker if you're trying to expose for the moon, because the moon's going to be very bright. The other thing we may have going in our favor tonight is wildfire smoke. Unfortunately, is returning to the Twin Cities area for the next 2 days. I don't think it's here yet. The wind really hasn't switched to the northwest yet, but we'll see. If it's hazy, that's also going to diffuse the moon, which is going to help level out the brightness of the moon with the darkness of the foreground. So it'll help for a more evenly exposed image. So that's what we have going. I don't have my phone on me. We probably have, I'm going to guess, 20 minutes until moonrise. Going to be out over there. It's not going to be anything spectacular, but I just wanted to get out, and this is the same spot I was at last night. So my thought is, because there were lightning bugs here last night, they should be here tonight as well. I'm going to try to, I have 2 cameras. They're both going to basically be right around 200 millimeter. One I'm going to set real low to get that moon kind of going right through this hay and lightning bugs maybe. And then I'll have one more traditionally set up at eye level, getting that moon coming off the horizon there. So that's kind of the plan. Moon and lightning bugs together tonight. That would be a first. Let's see if we can get it done. All right, so last night we did a lot of time showing the radar and kind of learning about that. Tonight it's going to be about photo pills. So this is how I'm lining up my moonshot tonight. You can see the moon up here in the light blue is going to rise at 8:56 tonight. And it is the blue line coming out from the pin there. So I can line that up. So that tree line right there lines up with that tree line right there. So kind of right where my camera's pointing, right there. The moon should come up right about there. And that is actually to be preferred because the moon moved, the rise moved this way a few degrees since last night, and I actually should be able to get it coming off the horizon instead of these trees. It's actually pure horizon right there. Last night it was coming up over these trees, so that would delay the rise. So it should squeeze out right from this tree here in this little gap and rise up like this. So that is my thoughts, and I'm going to get my Sony 180 dialed in there. All right, it's 8:56. Moonrise is officially on us. I don't see any light on the horizon yet. I'm not too worried yet, but I'm a little worried that we don't see anything coming up yet. But you can see I've got this camera actually down in the ditch, so it is just grazing along the hay, and that's going to be out of focus. And then if the moon does come up where I anticipate it's going to come up, which I'm sometimes wrong even using photo pills, the moon should be in sharp focus. So that's kind of my thought here, and I'm nice and low so I can get fireflies coming through the scene as well, and I'm starting to see a few. So now I need to get the other Sony camera. This is my Nikon D750 with my 70-200 on, shooting at 200. So now let's get the Sony set up. I'm probably just gonna stay up on the road, but I'm gonna wait till I see the moon to get that one going. All right, we're a few minutes past moonrise now, and I'm a little concerned. So I am over here east of Minneapolis, and you can see it's clear well past Eau Claire, but there is it looks like a storm cluster pushing into Lake Michigan. I would think that is too far away to be blocking my moon view right now, but if it is a storm cluster and real tall, that could be the problem. So we'll go over, look at radar. Yeah, so there is, let's switch radars here. So yeah, that's already pushed out onto Lake Michigan. I do not think that is blocking my view, so I don't know why I've not seen the moon yet. I honestly can't even believe this. 2 nights in a row, it's finally just coming through a crack in the clouds there. But that's gonna be about all we see of it. This is unbelievable. I've had the worst moon luck for like 1.5 years now, just clouded out, and it's clear everywhere around me, looking straight up, looking north, looking south. It is clear everywhere except where the moon is coming up, but it looks like it's gonna stay up above those clouds now, so I'm gonna get shooting with the Sony. I've already got the Nikon Move, so that should be good. Welcome to another Explore Everyday video, and tonight we're out under the stars. I have my daughter Haley with. It is the peak of the Perseids Meteor shower tonight. It's August 12th. We have clear skies here in Minnesota. We are dealing with a little bit of wildfire smoke, but I've seen a couple meteors so far. So we are set up actually at one of my northern light spots. So we're going to give it about an hour. I've got 2 time lapses kind of out in the park wildlife area running right now with some trees as my composition. So we will see if we catch any meteors. Let's cross our fingers, Haley, that we see a fireball tonight. All right, I think this is going to be a wrap. It's going to be an early one tonight. I got Haley with. She's tired. It's 12:15. I got to drive out into Wisconsin for work tomorrow, so we're going to call it a night. This big bright moon that you saw in the intro is really causing a challenge for seeing meteors. But Haley, how many have you seen?
4.
She's seen 4. I've seen a handful as well. Actually, while shooting the thumbnail for this video, we got a meteor in the background, so that was a lucky catch there. So we'll see if the time lapse has caught anything. I had 2 cameras going. If anything turned out, here's the shots. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Explore Everyday video.